Good morning, friends. We're here on the road that goes from Jerusalem down to Jericho. This is the road that's the setting for the Good Samaritan, the story that Jesus told. And this story, the context is Jesus was talking to people who thought they were religious, but they were trying to get out of helping people. And my friend Phil is going to explain more about this.
One of the things that comes to mind on the road down to Jericho, it was a long, steep, windy road. It was dangerous. In antiquity, they actually called this the way of the blood sometimes. There were so many groups of robbers and bandits. They would ambush people. There was all kinds of caves and nooks and crannies where they could jump out and rob people and beat them up. So when Jesus chose the location here to tell the story of the Good Samaritan, it was brilliant, because immediately people thought about this was one of the most dangerous places people in the area knew, was this route from Jerusalem up and down to Jericho. One very famous person that came here and was really moved by the experience was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He came here with his wife, and in his last speech before he was killed, he talked about this spot. And he was impressed by the Samaritan. What he said was, the Levite and the priest thought, if I help this injured man, what's going to happen to me? The Samaritan thought, if I don't help this injured man, what's going to happen to him? And I think that really sums up well the message that Jesus was trying to say. I have two application thoughts for this location. The first is, if we're really going to love our neighbor as ourselves, like Jesus wants us to, it might be dangerous. It might be physical dangerous. It might be going to a place that you think is dangerous to help others. Or it might be just leaving comfort or being uncomfortable or even people making fun of you, but it's going to be dangerous. The second thought is, if we're going to love our neighbor as ourselves, we must be willing to cross boundaries. We must be willing to cross racial boundaries, religious boundaries, cultural boundaries, and go to the people that need help. We need to go to these injured people, either spiritually or physically, and offer them aid like Jesus commands us to do.